What's the biggest reason OKC won this title?
Well, it's because of that brother right there, who, by the way, I want to applaud for reminding America and the world what you play for. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is something spectacular. To be 3 consecutive years averaging over 30, to be a runner-up for league MVP last year, and then to show up this season, capture league MVP honors, leading the team to 68 wins, coming into the finals with an 80-18 record overall, and then to play the way that he played, it's just something to behold.
You want to know what NBA front offices fear the most? It's not a super team formed in free agency. It's not a blockbuster trade that mortgages the future. It's something far worse. A young star who stays loyal. A front office that drafts perfectly. And a timeline that accelerates beyond anyone's projections. The kind of situation where by the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late. That nightmare scenario, it's not hypothetical. It's happening right now in Oklahoma City, and the player at the center of it is doing things we haven't seen from a guard since Michael Jordan's prime. His name is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the rest of the league has no idea how to stop what's coming. But to understand why the NBA should be terrified, you have to go back to the moment nobody saw coming, the trade that changed everything. The summer of 2019 was chaos. Paul George wanted out of Oklahoma City. The Clippers were building a super team, and a trade went down that would reshape the entire league, even if nobody realized it. The package heading to OKC: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and 5 first-round picks. The Clippers got their championship window. The Thunder got future assets. Everyone moved on. But buried in that deal was a 21-year-old guard who just averaged 10 points per game. He wasn't the centerpiece. He wasn't even the conversation. Shai was a salary filler. The Clippers had Kawhi coming. They had Paul George. Why worry about an unproven kid when a championship was sitting right there? Here's the irony. That championship window, it never opened. The player they gave away, he was about to become the best guard in basketball. OKC saw something different. They weren't just rebuilding. They were building around him. When asked about the trade, Shai admitted, "My biggest concern, honestly, was, will the Thunder like me?" They didn't just like him. They handed him the keys. In his first OKC season, Shai nearly doubled his scoring, 19 points per game. The flashes weren't flashes anymore. They were nightly occurrences. But the team around him, intentionally bad. OKC was tanking, playing the long game. Usually that's where the story turns. Young star gets tired of losing, demands a trade, forces his way out. Shai was asked directly, "Would you ever want out?"
Know what I signed up for, and I signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to be losing for much longer. I believe in this team, believe in the players we have on this team, and I think we're headed in the right direction, and we'll be where we want to be soon.
No trade demands, no drama, just conviction. In an era where loyalty feels like a relic, Shai looked at a rebuilding franchise in a small market and said, "I'm staying." That decision changed everything. Shai bet on himself and bet on Oklahoma City. But belief alone doesn't win championships. What happened next would transform him into something the league had never seen. What Shai did next was nothing short of remarkable. Year 1 in OKC, 19 points per game. Year 2, 24. Year 3, 24 again. But now with more efficiency, more control, more dominance. And then came year 4, 31 points per game. First All-Star selection. First team All-NBA. Only 6 players in the entire league averaged 30 or more that season. Shai was one of them. But here's the problem. The Thunder still weren't good enough. 40 wins, knocked out in the play-in tournament. Shai was becoming a superstar. But superstars don't win championships alone. Fortunately, OKC had a plan. Remember that treasure chest of draft picks they accumulated? It was finally paying off. The 2022 draft delivered 2 cornerstones. Chet Holmgren went second overall. Jalen Williams landed at 12 with a pick acquired from the Clippers. J-Dub showed flashes immediately, a versatile, high IQ player who could defend and create. But Chet, a foot injury, robbed him of his entire rookie season. The potential was obvious. The wait was agonizing. Then came 2023-24, and everything changed. Chet finally took the floor and looked every bit the unicorn OKC believed he was. A 7'1" rim protector who could space the floor and switch on to guards. J-Dub took a massive leap, playing at near all-star level. The defense became suffocating. And Shai, he was averaging 30 again. But now he had a supporting cast. The result was historic. From 10 seed to 1 seed in a single year, the youngest team in the NBA was suddenly the best team in the West. They weren't supposed to be this good this soon. The MVP race came down to 2 players, Shai and Nikola Jokic. The case for SGA was undeniable. 30.9 points per game, 54% shooting, led the league in steals, number 1 seed. But when the votes were counted, Shai finished second. That was fine with him. He only cared about one thing. My biggest thing is I just want to win a championship. The playoff run started with dominance. OKC swept the Pelicans in round 1. Shai cooking every defender they threw at him. Then came Dallas, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, the ultimate test. Over 6 games, Shai was the best player on the floor. Not Luka, not Kyrie. Shai. The numbers proved it. The eye test confirmed it. But basketball doesn't care about who played better. It cares about who wins. Game 6, elimination. Shai dropped 36 points and 8 assists. He did everything right. Then, with 2 seconds left, he made a play on PJ Washington's 3-point attempt. Got the ball first, but the contact after was called a shooting foul. 3 free throws. Game over, season over. No excuses, no blame. Just a lesson paid for in the most painful way possible. Shai would carry that moment with him, not as a scar, but as fuel. The loss was devastating, but it was also necessary. The 2024 playoffs broke a lot of hearts in Oklahoma City, but for Shai, it lit a fire. And while he was preparing to come back stronger, the critics had something else to say entirely. Flopper, foul baiter, unethical hooper, free throw merchant. You've heard the chants from opposing crowds. You've seen the tweets. You've watched the talking heads run with the easiest narrative in basketball. And that's exactly what it is. Easy. Because when people can't accept greatness, they do everything they can to discredit it. It's simpler to call someone a flopper than to admit you're watching one of the most skilled players in NBA history. But here's the problem with that narrative. The numbers tell a completely different story. Shai just put together a 32-point scoring season. Do you know how many players in league history have averaged 32 or more? It's an exclusive club. And of all those historic seasons, SGA has the 3rd lowest free throw attempts. Let that sink in. Michael Jordan shot 12 free throws per game during his scoring peaks. Kobe Bryant shot 10 to 11. Allen Iverson shot 10 to 11. Shai, 8.8. He led the league in drives per game by a significant margin. He wasn't flopping his way to the line. He was attacking the rim more than anyone else in basketball and earning every bit of contact. Take away free throws from every single player in the league. Remove them entirely. Shai still leads the NBA in scoring. Free throws or not, nothing changes. He's still unstoppable. But while the critics ran their mouths, his peers told a different story entirely. Nobody's been able to guard this man one-on-one all year. Shai is the hardest guy to cover one-on-one in the NBA. We are witnessing one of the greatest players to ever play this game. When a championship coach looks into the camera and tells the world there's nothing they can do about him, that's not a narrative. That's reality. In the 2025 regular season, it was a masterpiece. OKC opened with a 15-game win streak. They didn't lose for an entire month. By early winter, They were sitting at 30-5, running laps around the Western Conference. Shai was averaging nearly 33 points per game on 52% shooting. In 75 years of NBA basketball, only 6 other players have ever matched those marks. And his points per minute efficiency? The best in league history. We weren't watching a great player anymore. We were watching a player who had completely mastered the game. The patience, the angles, the rhythm, the footwork. Every possession was a clinic. His mid-range jumper, pure no matter the contest. His step-back threes, automatic in the clutch. His finishes at the rim, impossible angles that had no business going in. A basketball player you simply had to appreciate, even if some people refused to. The MVP race came down to 2 names again, Shai and Jokic. But this time, there was no debate. When they met head-to-head, Shai dominated. When the regular season ended, OKC had 68 wins, one of the highest margin of victories in league history. This time, there was no second place. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was your MVP. The MVP trophy was validation. But for Shai, it was never about individual awards. There was only one thing that mattered, and the Oklahoma City Thunder were about to take their shot at history. Championship or bust. That was the expectation. Even with the youngest roster in the playoffs, OKC wasn't here to develop anymore. They were here to win it all. First round, Memphis Grizzlies, a team known for being relentless, physical, and refusing to go away quietly. None of that mattered. Game 1, Oklahoma City won by 52 points. Shai had his worst game of the entire playoffs, and they still obliterated Memphis by the largest margin of the postseason. The sweep came easy, statement made, but the real test was waiting. Second round, Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, the reigning champion. The MVP showdown everyone wanted to see. Game 1 was a battle. Shai dropped 33 points and had OKC in control for most of the night. Then the fourth quarter happened. The Thunder collapsed in the final minutes. Denver stole it. First loss of the playoffs. The response? Historic. Game 2, Shai put up 34 points with ruthless efficiency. OKC won by 46. The ultimate answer to adversity. But Denver wasn't done. This was a team with championship DNA, and they knew how to survive. The series became a war. OKC's youth against Denver's experience. Late game execution remained a problem for the Thunder. By Game 6, they had a chance to close it out. They couldn't. Game 7, do or die. Before tip-off, the league made it official. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 2025 NBA MVP. Now he had to prove it on the biggest stage. He did. OKC dominated from start to finish. The largest margin of victory in a Game 7 in NBA history. The ultimate test against a championship-caliber opponent. Passed with authority. Western Conference Finals. Minnesota Timberwolves. Games 1 and 2 were vintage Thunder basketball. Suffocating defense. Shai orchestrating everything. 2 dominant wins. Then came Game 3, a 42-point loss. Their worst performance of the season. An embarrassment on national television. Shai's response? Exactly what you'd expect from an MVP. Game 4, 40 points, 10 assists, 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. When the Thunder needed him most, he delivered the best performance of his playoff career. Game 5 was a closeout. OKC was headed to the NBA Finals. Their opponent? The Indiana Pacers. Nobody saw them coming. All postseason, Indiana had lived in the clutch, hitting impossible shots, making dramatic comebacks, shocking every favorite they faced. Game 1 proved they weren't done. OKC led by 15 in the fourth quarter. Championship was right there. Then Indiana started hitting everything. Tyrese Halliburton worked his magic. The Thunder collapsed again. Loss. Suddenly the pressure was real. Must win Game 2. Shai delivered a masterclass. The series was tied. From there, it was a war. Trading blows, back and forth. Neither team willing to break. By the time it was over, the NBA Finals were going to Game 7, the moment Oklahoma City had been waiting for. Early in the game, Halliburton went down with a ruptured Achilles. The Pacers lost their leader, and with him, their best chance at stealing the championship. But OKC was ready regardless. Shai orchestrated the offense beautifully. 29 points, 12 assists, complete control. The final minutes were a coronation. The crowd erupted, the confetti fell. For the first time in franchise history, the Oklahoma City Thunder were NBA champions. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP, scoring champion. Finals, MVP. The first player in 25 years to win all three in the same season. The best season by a guard since Michael Jordan's prime. A masterpiece. Finally completed. SGA had done it. Everything he promised, everything he worked for, everything the critics doubted. Validated in the ultimate way. But here's the thing. The rest of the NBA is just now realizing. This Thunder team, average age of 24. Shai is just entering his prime. Chet is in year 2. J-Dub year 3. Elite defenders everywhere. Cap flexibility for years. This isn't a championship team. This is a dynasty. Remember what the NBA fears most? A young star who stays loyal. A front office that drafts perfectly. A timeline that accelerates beyond control. That nightmare scenario? It's here, and there's no answer for it. People called him a flopper, a foul baiter, a free throw merchant. Say whatever you want about Shai, he isn't seeking your approval. He's seeking greatness, and he's finding it. The rest of the league is hoping they figure out an answer before it's too late. They won't.